lunch, and I see a few of you nibbling away on the vegan delights. So we kind of wanted this to be something where you could relax, have something to eat, have a drink, have a listen. Because what we're offering you now is a smorgasbord of authors. We've got here 4 authors who are all local, Suffolk or Essex, and they're all at different points in their writing journey, and they're all quite different writers. But also there are some similarities. For a start, we're all women, and just talking to these women earlier, the creativity and the buzz is all very much the same. So I'm going to start by turning to my left, to Belinda Rose Bond. Now Belinda, that's going to be the mic you're going to use. We've got a bit of a mix here between the 2 authors on my right are festival veterans and very expert in that kind of forum. And Belinda and Caroline maybe are less used to festivals, and I think Belinda, it's your second event?
First festival.
And first festival.
Yeah.
So welcome to WAMfest.
Thank you. It's been amazing. It's just wonderful to be amongst so many creative women. Just really inspiring. Went to the launch party last night, and the talent is just incredible. Yeah, feel very privileged.
Fantastic. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Could I just suggest, if that door's open, is it possible for it to be shut, please? Thank you. So this is your debut novel. I know you're a very creative person and you do lots of other things, but tell us about Her Father's Eyes.
Right, well, Her Father's Eyes really was created from lockdown. My inspiration, I always wanted to write a book, but never ever got to that point where I thought I can write it. My inspiration comes from my grandmother and my mother, who were born in Rangoon in Burma. In colonial times. My grandmother was born in early 1900s and my mother was born 1930. Unfortunately, neither of them are here now. But as a child, I was told so many different little stories and snippets of their home. They used to always call it back home. That was always their home. And originally, it would have been just to get down on paper, their heritage really, my heritage for my children. When I first started, I thought, I don't know where to start. I've never written anything, I've never written a book before, and I thought, where do I start? But actually, I just began to put down little snippets that they'd told me, but because I didn't know enough information, I thought, I'm actually going to make it into a fiction. So all the little bits and the settings and the stories they told me, I popped it in a mixing bowl and mixed it up and made it into a fiction.
So did you feel that by fictionalising what's actually your family story, that gave you freedom?
Absolute freedom. You are the puppet master, and it's quite empowering for a woman, because all these things that you experience and you write about and you make these characters, things that probably did go right for you or went a different way for you in your life, suddenly you have this power to turn it to your own advantage. And all the things that did happen, you can make it completely your own narrative. And that was the most freeing thing out of all of it. Just the freedom to put down in words emotions, experiences in this setting in Rangoon, colonial Rangoon, was just, it was amazing. What started off just popping a few things down, next minute I'm writing 8 hours a day. And in fact, husband had to go, you need to move away from the laptop because it's become, almost obsessional.
Said husband is actually here.
Said husband is here.
And also, I mean, not just said husband, but you have 5 kids, grandkids.
I have 5 adult children, and I have 7 grandchildren, and I have 1 great-grandson. So for me, lockdown was the perfect storm. I suddenly had this time. I didn't have to be a mother. I didn't have to be a grandmother. You know, this time was for me. And I thought, if I don't want to write this book now, that means I do not want to write it. So it was perfect. I mean, there are negatives from lockdown, obviously, awful time. But for me, I flipped it and made it into something really, really positive. So yes, so I started that, and then as I finished the first draft, I then found this course called Write That Book, and then that showed me the next steps to self-publish. I didn't really want to go through a publisher because you know, to me it was quite a personal story, and you don't have that confidence when you first start to write. I thought, I'm in control. I'm in control if I self-publish, but goodness me, what a journey that is on itself. You know, that's not for the faint-hearted. And if I'd known probably at the beginning, I might not have done that, but actually, yeah, I'm so glad I've done it. And I'm proud of myself. And this is a conversation we had just 10 minutes ago. Women don't have the confidence to say, do you know what, I'm really good at that. I'm really proud of myself that I've done that. And we need to do more of that, because there are so many incredible, inspirational, creative women here today. We need to say, yeah, actually, I'm really good at that. I love doing it. And to inspire other women to do it as well. Because I'm a complete novice. I didn't really know what I was doing when I started. But you just have to have a go. And if it doesn't turn out right, then you try something else, you know. If you're creative, you have an inquiring mind, then you need to find an outlet for that. And things like this, and festivals like this that promote women to be creative, it's a must.
Oh, well, I mean, on that inspiring note, I think you've whetted our appetite. I think we should hear a bit of this book, don't you? So if you can take us to colonial Rangoon.
So it is a very immersive book, and I think that comes across because obviously we were in COVID, we lived in an apartment, we were only allowed out for an hour at times, so for me,